Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the stream. Ladies and gentlemen, last night was an amazing moment that stood in time, and we're here to talk about the first dance, AEW, August 20th, 2021. I don't know where to start, but Brian,
I don't either.
We started
let's
off
start with the man of the hour.
and we started off with a special announcement from AEW. The camera panned to the crowd. Then you heard, shh, cause of personality.
That
He
crowd
looked great.
lit up. Never seen the crowd that loud, other than when Edge returned.
This man jumped into the crowd. Now, Brian, I'm gonna give you this time. Go ahead, do it. It's your moment, baby.
Man, I've been a freaking wrestling fan since CM Punk was around. When he had that match with Cena on Raw that went past 11 o'clock, I was watching. And it was one of Cena and Punk's best match, other than the 2011 match at Money in the Bank. And ever since then, at that moment of him walking out, WWE Champion, walking out of the arena with no contract, you know, they kind of messed up the storyline a bit at the end. I've been a fan of Punk. I just loved how they were able to let him have the mic and not stop him or cut him off. And I've wanted this man to come back to wrestling, but I knew after what WWE did to him, I had to say, you have to wait. You have to be the right moment, and it has to be the right time. And whatever it took, it seemed like him and Tony Khan were great friends. They had great conversations, and Punk pulled the trigger. And now, we've had the biggest wrestling moment in a long time. Seeing him there was amazing. I've never cried tears of joy in my life, and I'm actually happy to be a wrestling fan again. I've been a bit depressed being a wrestling fan because of dealing with the Thunderdome and everything and how bad WWE is and how AEW is trying to get back
the other TV show we don't talk about that much.
We don't either. I want to, but I can't because it's not a good product. Unless you talk about Roman. Different story. But I'm just happy that AEW let the wrestling fans on fire. And the moment,
One of the worst kept secrets in history.
it was, and the way they promoted it was pretty noticeable. But
they handled it pretty. They was telling you CM Punk is signed, but we're not gonna tell you.
we're not gonna actually right out tell you, because then we'd have to do last minute things like, oh, he's gonna be on Dynamite, it's not gonna fit the best. And I was actually watching the media press for those two. And I usually never watch media press. I only watch it for debuts or reactions.
Yep.
And CM Punk legitimately had fun. Tony Khan looked like a kid in the background, sitting next to his next superstar. He's legitimately a mark. But it's the best part about Tony Khan. He'll do anything to make the fans happy. And he pulled it off. They were talking ideas for... and even Punk said himself, he was talking with Tony Khan for years. Ever since Tony Khan wanted to make this company, he's been talking to Punk. And we kind of knew that because Punk has said good things about, you know, Tony Khan and talking about the AEW stars he wants to fight, like guys like Kenny Omega, Darby Allen, young guys like that, Adam Hangman Page, his friends, and stuff like that. And it's like, they basically took Punk and said, you want to become a family? Join us. And now he's part of the family, and I'm happy.
If this is indeed his last run, he deserves it.
He does. If this is going to be the one that sends Punk into infamy for the rest of his years, you do it the way you can. And Punk basically said he's not done yet. Yes, he might be getting up in age, but he is not done yet. And we've seen before, age is just a number. So who knows how long Punk can go. and show that he could be the best of all. Now, the big first test for him, which I think is the perfect opponent for him to start off, Darby Allen.
Yep.
I've been a freaking fan of Darby Allen since the match he had with Cody Rhodes at Fyter Fest.
Great match.
Ever since that match, Darby Allen has opened my eyes and be like, this kid has a lot of potential. And ever since then, he's just proved me again and again through the pandemic that he can do well, and he did. He did amazing. Every time he would come back, everyone would get hyped. And then he got his mentor, Sting, which was another big thing. He actually got Sting during the pandemic, and that also helped him out as well.
Sting don't even have to say nothing.
No. He can say a few words and that's it. And he's good. Which is the best part. And Sting actually did have a match on Wednesday, which was really fun to watch. He no-sold the table, which was hilarious.
He no-sold it! He's like, bitch!
And then he dropped him with a Stinger Death Drop and beat 2.0. Oh, and then he blocked in the,
Hey, double Scorpion Death Drop.
Death Drop. It's double Scorpion Death Drop and then the Scorpion Death Lock. On
Dude,
both
that
2.0.
was funny.
So...
That boy guy got an asshole.
2.0, if you guys don't know, that was the NXT Stars, I think it's Everrise, I think their name is.
Yes.
Those two, I don't know if either their contract came up or like they got released. I have no clue. They never said. But
they signed a mini contract.
Or did they sign a mini contract with WWE? I'm assuming. Okay. So they signed a mini contract, expired, and.
But let's talk about.
But my point is. I'm just happy to be a wrestling fan again, and.
Like Punk said. This is pro wrestling. This is what is better. And this is one of the greatest moments in wrestling history.
It's gonna be in that years to come, man. Years to come. And even if we just saw maybe a mini promo of Punk, people would have been hyped regardless. If we would have seen Punk in general, we would have been hyped. Because when we were talking about possibly Punk returning, how we would do it, we were almost pretty accurate with some of our predictions. Some of them were way off, but some of them were mostly pretty close. Like, my final, like, tidbit thinking, how is he gonna return? I honestly thought he was gonna come out either end of the show or first show and talk a bit, which I kind of thought he was going to do, and they did that perfectly. They said, you're going to get the reaction, he's going to jump in the crowd, he's going to do whatever he wants, he's going to have genuine emotion, but then when everything calms down, he's going to talk on the mic and let him speak to the people. And they gave him that. They
put
gave
that
him
live
that.
microphone in his hand, oh shit's going to break loose.
He took off his hoodie and revealed his shirt that's gonna sell millions, which has already crashed the site.
Which, if you don't know, if you try to click on anything on that site, it will say temporarily unavailable. Millions of fans broke the site.
Because they want the CM Punk shirt. When they saw that shirt, when he took off that hoodie, everyone was like, oh, I need to get my shirt, I need to get my shirt.
People was in lines.
The best part about that, he gave everyone ice cream bars.
Free ice cream bars. I want an ice cream bar. Please come to stores.
Dude, literally Chicago got free ice cream bars. They had boxes. They had some boxes and boxes of ice cream bars. Someone took a picture of how many boxes of ice cream bars. These were all funded by AEW and let me see. Actually, I think he put it up on his Instagram. It's the name of ice cream. It was a custom ice cream place that teamed up with Punk to do the ice cream bars. So let me.
Dude, I can't. Please come to stores because I want my CM Punk ice cream bar.
And I think it was like chocolate flavored. I think.
This press conference is really good right now.
I'm going to.
It is, man. He explained everything. Oh yeah, right here. Here, wait, I have the name. Pretty Cool Ice Cream Bars. They're the ones who teamed up with CM Punk and AEW to make ice cream bars, and they look pretty delicious. The flavor I think is chocolate covered ice cream, vanilla bean ice cream bar.
Ooh.
So it's basically an original ice cream bar. Just like how it is. So basically fans got their ice cream bars that we've been wanting for fucking years.
WWE never gave him.
Since he walked down with that title.
We were like, yeah, when he said that promo with Vince McMahon asking for all his needs, the first thing he said, I want my ice cream bars. Never happened, unfortunately, but
Dude,
now we got it. They literally legitimately got a fucking ice cream bar. They gave Punk everything he wanted. He gave him ice cream bars, he gave him his promo, he gave him his time to talk to his people of Chicago, and hype up everybody for what's going to happen next. Now, of course, he announced he is going to be on Dynamite and Rampage
Yes.
talking over these next few weeks to hype up his match with Darby. Might have a Darby promo battle, which could be really fun. So it should be a fun next few weeks for Mr. CM Punk.
Has been talking since about almost a year.
yep.
Like I said before,
A
they've been
year and a
talking
half.
for at least a year. Year and a half, bro. They've been talking since AEW has become a thing. They've
I'm gonna say
literally
this
been talking.
though. And we after the Punk pipe bomb, we had our first match,
We did.
the tag team match.
Tag team match. The tag team eliminator. And the crowd was still hot after this. So, shout out to Chicago.
Which
It was a fun match.
Jungle
It was a fun match.
Jungle Express won that match.
Whoops.
Then we had
Jurassic
a squash
Express.
match between Jay Cargill.
Oh,
that was a squash
I
match.
had a feeling. That was gonna be a squash match because Jade Cargill is actually one of the more impressive women on the roster, other than girls like Thunder Rosa, Britt Baker. I expected it though, because Jade Cargill has not lost a match at all. Like, she's undefeated. No one has beaten her yet. I expected to keep that up, so Jade Cargill pick up the win. And then the main event. Bro, Moxley was in the main event.
Yes, it was.
Moxley was in the main event. Right after CM Punk debuted.
Hold on.
Moxley took on Daniel Garcia in the main event.
I'll take care of this.
Oh no.
What do
You
you
see
have?
though, he may be a little bit older, but Phil Brooks is back. If y'all missed AEW last night, if y'all missed it, please go back and watch it.
Little bitch named Daniel Garcia. He's a little bitch.
He has a lot of potential. It's just like he got whooped by Moxley though.
Then he was beating up Moxley, then he got his ass whooped again, then he got dropped on his head.
Yep. That's a pretty good description.
Now, guys.
He basically got dropped. But that doesn't mean Daniel Garcia is a bad wrestler. He actually has a lot of potential in his future.
Moxley's like a bit.
Next week, Punk's live TV appearance on Dynamite.
It's gonna be on Dynamite. He's gonna be live on Dynamite. I don't know. Let me check.
Did you see the way Darby Allen looked at him? He was like, "You son of a bitch, you called me out."
Dude, I'm actually kind of excited for this because Darby Allen's not known for cutting like really good promos.
No, not at all. He's usually pretty quiet. But that's the best part about Darby. He's an enigma. He's literally quiet. He doesn't talk much.
He's like Jeff Hardy.
He's literally old school Jeff Hardy, but now Jeff Hardy talks a lot more. But back in the
He's a
day,
risk
Jeff
taker.
Hardy barely talked, but he was amazing at
He's
that.
young Jeff Hardy because he's a risk taker.
He's a young Jeff Hardy. Yeah.
One of the